Why are you still editing yourself? You're holding back because part of you doesn't feel safe to go all in, I'm guessing. And I really want to talk to you about it because I want to help you to have conscious awareness to what's going on in your mind and also maybe in your body that's keeping you potentially unconsciously stuck in small mode. So keep watching because I'm going to give you 3 reasons why I think that you're not quite being as visible as you want to be and how you can start to shift this. So, number one, you're still translating yourself or editing yourself for the room that you're in. So you're not necessarily watering down your truth, but you might be still filtering it. And it kind of all depends on who you are thinking about, if it's a social media post or who you are having a conversation with. And before you actually say the thing that you really want to say, you kind of second guess yourself. So you might say, will this person get this? Like, am I being a little bit too weird or intense right now? Will this person understand what I'm talking about? And that pause that you feel before you press publish or you actually say that thing like right in front of that person, it's not indecision. That's your body remembering all the times that you were too much or too bold or too sensitive or too weird, and it's trying to keep you safe. So now, even though you know you've got something important to say, you hesitate a little bit. And it's not because you're not ready, it's because your body is literally just trying to keep you safe. And what I want you to do is I want you to ask yourself 2 questions if you see this come up within your life or your business. Before you actually post or before you say something, I want you to ask yourself, am I in the low expression of my voice? So if you are posting for attention rather than for purpose, this might be like a kind of a low expression for you. And if you have your throat center undefined in the human design chart, you might want to triple check this because it may well be that you are in your what we call not self or your shadow energy. And then you might not want to post that anyway. So if you pass the low expression or the shadow check, then the next question you want to ask is, what will this cost me? And you will find that it's likely that what you are about to say won't cost you anything. And this conscious awareness kind of just releases that fear. And just remember that fear is false evidence appearing real. And then your post ends up resonating because the energy behind it is fearless, right? When you've got a post where the energy behind it is a little bit hesitant, it's not going to land. Even if it's the same words, the energy behind it is not going to land. Okay, let's move on to the second thing. So you might be still trying to prove that you deserve to be here, right? So you're kind of like over explaining things. Maybe you are able to share your truth, but then you feel the need to add more research, more structure, more logic, and you just try and make it valid. And you might not be realizing that you're doing it, but deep down, it sounds like things like, you have to make this make sense to everyone. I need to teach it properly so that they take me seriously. And, I get it. I love strategy and logic and frameworks and all this sort of stuff. But if you're layering these things over the truth all the time, just to make it palatable for the room, you're not speaking from your power. You're still asking for permission from your audience. You don't need to prove your value. You don't need to stop apologizing for how you see the world. You just need to say it. And sometimes the shortest sentences and silences actually have more of an impact than just, reverberating all this, research that you have done. Now, in human design, in your body graph, you might want to check if you've got an undefined ajna center. That's the second one down from the top. Or you might also have a first line in your profile. And if you have either of these, then you may well be operating from your not self if this is what you're doing, if number 2 sounds like you. Okay, let's have a look at number 3. So this one might trigger you a little bit. So you're still building things that feel safe, not things that actually feel true for you. So let's say you've got this really amazing offer idea, or like a message that you want to share, or a way of working that you want to bring to the world. And it feels wild, it feels electric. But instead of building that thing, you build what's already been proven. You say what everybody else is saying. You create something that you think that people will pay for. And again, this is not because you're like, really confused. It's because you don't want to risk rejection or failure or being misunderstood. And there's a really lovely part of you that sits within this online business world, and it looks at other people around you and it goes, well, if that works for that person, it will work for me, and therefore I'll do something similar. And that's when you are shrinking yourself into a box because you're copying somebody else. So let me ask you this. What would you create if you stopped looking at others around you? And what would you price it at if you actually trusted what it was worth? Is a transformation so big that the price tag can be amazing? And also, would you maybe not price it low so that it wasn't accessible for everyone? It's also a key one there as well. So now that you've had those 3 things, I am going to leave you with this. So playing small isn't a flaw. It's just basically a response to fear, false evidence appearing real. And it isn't about like pushing harder or working harder. It's actually about feeling safe enough to fully express yourself. Okay, really important difference here. So if this landed for you, I want you to let me know in the comments, what is the truth that you have been filtering? And are you finally ready to speak that truth? So if you want more content like this, it's real, honest, soul deep conversations, all of that wonderful stuff about showing up, being who you actually are, breaking down, societal norms and building something new, then please make sure that you subscribe. You are not broken. You're not here to be fixed, but I'm here to empower you to just basically speak your truth. So thank you very much for joining me. I'm Charlie, and I will see you in the next video.